Welcome back to another episode of Nerdtooine and a Movie Podcast. I am your host, Nerdpool Prime. Thank you again for joining me. So no matter where you're listening to this, please do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff for the algorithm so that you can continue to get the great content as well as other people who might like the same things as you can get the same great content. So, that being said, this is going to be a real short episode. I'm so far behind again for the second consecutive week, but there's a reason for that. And the reason for that is I went to my first Comic-Con. Finally. So now the one thing is, of course, it wasn't a big con. Maybe like 20 to 30 vendors. It's called PalmCon in South Florida. But like I said, it's even as a super nerd, I have no problem ever admitting I've never gone to a Comic-Con for many reasons. I mean, one, the financial aspect, and then of course I don't really like being around people. I mean, if I want to be around you, you're probably one of the coolest people on the planet. I tend to stay to myself as much as possible. So in a convention setting, not really my thing. However, obviously that's going to change, especially after the experience I had at PalmCon. I mean, like, it was, like I said, small con, but I went in there and got some of the best deals I've ever got on comics. Like, key issues. Like, I got a Wolverine #8, that famous blue Joe Fixit cover for $30. Go ahead. Like, if you listen to this right now, check your phone, go on eBay, and look how much that book is going for right now. Damn straight ain't $30 and not in the condition I got. That thing is crisp. That's a 9.8. No questions asked. Matter of fact, go look up what a 9.8 would be graded, and you'll see why I was super stoked to get that one for $30. But it was an amazing experience. I walked in, and there were stormtroopers walking around. I literally almost cried. I was so happy. There were stormtroopers walking around. There were dudes with freaking lightsabers. There was, like, knights with freaking swords. It was awesome. And I wanted to talk about the fact that you definitely shouldn't not go to a con, because it's small. Like I said, I went in there, I spent around $300, and I could have easily spent another $1,000 and got deals out the yin-yang. It was a tremendous experience. Like, I literally got into the zone and just was going through short boxes. Like, to the point where, like, my folks were there with my brother and everything, right? But I had their tickets and didn't even know. They called me like 15 times. Texted me like 20 times. Yo, where are you? We need our tickets. No idea. I was in the zone just going through comics. I mean, it was truly just awesome. It was a really, really awesome experience that I wouldn't trade for the world. That being said, I am very far behind on my podcast this week due to that. I spent the entire day there, and then spent the rest of the night getting all my stuff ready for my big Whatnot show I had this morning, which is another reason why I'm late, because I had to do that big show. And thanks to everyone who came out. I had 3 purchaser giveaways, a Scotty Young, Me You Love in the Dark #1 exclusive, the Scotty Young one from his actual, like, page, Bounty Hunters 15, 1 in 25, and an exclusive Joker cover. Yes, I had a Joker cover for free. And I also had a 9.8 follower. I hit 500 followers, so I gave away for free a 9.8 Three Jokers #2. So, that being said, I do that for a shameless plug. There will be a link in the description. Please go follow my page on Whatnot. You will not be disappointed. I do comics, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, sports cards, collectibles, you name it. I got it. So definitely do that. If you have not purchased from me before, when you click that link, you get a $3 off your first purchase, and it will help you follow me easier. been an amazing experience selling on Whatnot. I was one of the very first to sell comics on Whatnot. I actually interviewed Chancellor, who is the fearless leader of the comics division for Whatnot, and ever since then, my life has changed. I mean, I wouldn't have been able to walk into a con this week and drop 300 because I wouldn't. I mean, that there's things called bills. But since I've been able to sell comics, I'm making enough money to support my let's just say habit. It's really more of an addiction. But yeah, it was a great experience for me, and I met some great people. Hopefully that I will experience more with them. Like, for instance, I met this awesome girl selling comics. Her comic book shop is Athena's Corner Comics. She was dressed as freaking Raven, like to the T. It was beautiful. And we had a great talk about, what if and just everything. And it was just fun to be able to talk to people in my realm. And that being said, I was also able to meet some people that I've met through Whatnot. Sims Guy Comics, one of my only friends, I would say, that I would actually hang out with. I have mostly acquaintances, but this guy, he's the real deal. Check him out on Whatnot as well. And then, of course, one of my top customers, I have to send a huge shout out, Firewife. Thank you so much. One, for all your support. Also, believing in my spec. I really appreciate that, and I'm so happy that you have like almost a full set of Noctera because I was telling you since May to get it. Well, I mean, I don't know if you were listening to me back in May, but ever since I started selling on Whatnot, I was like, I'm calling it. I've called it. And Firewife is believing the hype, and for that, I can't stress how much that means to me. I've said this many times on my podcast before. I will continue to do this whether or not I have any listeners or if anyone gives a crap about what I have to say, because it's good for me. It's cathartic. I'm able to just basically yell at a mic and not worry about someone like one of my family or friends like, oh my God, he's been talking about nerd stuff for an hour now. This is ridiculous. The only person that can hear me is my dog, and he's asleep. He doesn't have time for me. But that being said, again, Sims Guy Comics on Whatnot, as well as Firewife. Y'all two are the real deal. I really appreciate everything you've done for me the past couple months. And that goes without saying that there's a lot of other people that I would definitely like to thank, and I usually do a lot. But there's a few people like Duffy Boys Comics. He's always been there in my corner. And I appreciate everything he's done for me. I mean, go check out my last video. I did an unboxing of I don't even know how many comics. It was absolutely insane. So thank you very much, Eddie Bravo from Bravo Collectibles. You know who you are, Bravo. Much appreciated as always. Want to send a big shout out to my Yancey Street Syndicate nerd members. We're going to be bringing actually a weekly comic book talk for with a partnership, because I am in the Yancey Street Syndicate. We're going to be doing stuff on my page, bringing on different members to talk about what comics we're reading and things of that nature. So stay tuned for that. I don't have an official date when it will start or what day of the week even. I think we'll probably end up doing Wednesdays, but don't quote me on that. And then also, next week is going to be huge. I obviously not have a big episode this week, but there's a reason, because next week is going to be insane. I have going to be joined by at least two. I think there might be a few more for the second part of this. But I am pleased to announce that I will be having a creator and writer from one of my Nerdtooine spec books come on the show next weekend. So it's my first official announcement on my podcast that Doug Wagner, the creator of the Vinyl Image comic, will be joining me live on my YouTube channel. It's going to be 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have a little bit of a time difference, so we're going to do it at 11. And then also, breaking news, literally no one but me and him know this, next week, to do my wrap-up of What If, I'll be joined by none other than the amazing and awesome Noah from I feel like I shouldn't have to tell you who Noah is, but let's just say, for argument's sake, you don't know who he is. Noah is from Noah's Amazing Reviews. He does reviews of comics. He's interviewed some of the biggest names already. Donny Cates, Jim Lee, Comic Tom. I mean, Rob Liefeld wishes this kid a happy birthday. Just saying. And he just turned 8. This kid is going to dominate, and when I say dominate the Nerdverse for the foreseeable future. He came to me looking to do a second appearance on my show. I interviewed him a few months back because, again, I love this kid. He, to me, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again, I'll keep saying it, Noah is the physical representation of what most nerds are. But most of us don't show how nerdy we are or how much we love things. Noah doesn't care. He loves comics, and he's going to let you know it. He is forgotten more about comics than a lot of people who claim to read comics will ever know. So next week, also live, don't have a specific time. Stay tuned. Make sure you're following me on all my platforms. I've got like 5 pages, Marvel 2K21, Nerdpool Reborn, Nerdtooine and Movie Podcast with underscores in between each word, so that you'll be caught up on all the breaking news. So, like I said, I have a feeling that we may have more than just me and Noah, because I know a few of my friends are chomping at the bit to get back on, and I know What If has been so amazing. And ironically, I haven't been doing any like breakdowns really of it like I usually do. Like I did a breakdown of every episode of WandaVision, Falcon the Winter Soldier, Loki. So if you're into that kind of thing, do yourself a favor, give me a follow. I've been nailing spec left and right. I am still, if someone can find me another, I would like to talk to this person because we are on the same wavelength. I am the only person that I know of that has a WandaVision theory that was made prior to the start of the series that is still alive today. Just saying. I also called Jonathan Majors showing up in Loki in not full Kang mode. That's my quote. Yeah, before the series started. No, I mean, I've made some wrong ones. I thought for sure that we might see all black in the Loki series. I was wrong. But I was right about Majors. And in the second episode of Falcon the Winter Soldier, I said, oh, okay, he ain't going to be Captain America at the end of the season. He's going to do something really bad. Everyone's going to make him give up the shield. He's going to come back as U.S. agent, and we're all going to love him. Ding, 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 ding. You see a trend here? Just saying. So give me a follow, and you'll be up to date on all my predictions, and they've been pretty spot on. But that being said, I haven't done anything for What If this time, for whatever reason. I think it's because subconsciously I knew something like this was going to happen. Because as it stands right now, me and Noah are going to break down the entire season. Now, if anyone joins us, we'll see. But we're doing it. Like I said, stay tuned on the time and a date, because I'm not entirely sure, but it is coming up this weekend after the season finale, because already season 2 confirmed for What If. Season finale, which is going to be, oh my God, like, you know, it's funny because anyone who's read, like, the Age of Ultron storylines know for sure that something like this could have happened. I mean, he's taken over entire universes in the comics. I mean, that's not out of the ordinary. But I will say this: I'm gonna make a real brief prediction. We're way past my 48-hour spoiler ban, so I can go ahead and say this without even giving you a spoiler warning. My prediction for the season finale is it's going to be Marvel Zombies versus Ultrons. And Thanos and Ultron are going to fight. Because that version of Thanos has, I think, all the Infinity Stones. Now, granted, I don't know if you noticed, but Ultron's got an extra one. Shh. We'll talk about that next week. But that's all I have for you this week. Thank you very much for stopping by. And like I said, I hope you give me like, share, follow, do all that good stuff. And we've got some amazing, amazing things coming up in the future. If you're into like interviews with comic creators, I've interviewed Ariane and Dito, Illest Illuminati, Javan Jordan, one of the hottest new rising stars in the variant cover game. Yeah. I've had a lot of great people on, and we're only going to get more. Also, again, not confirmed, I will most likely be having Ross Ritchie on the podcast in the near future. Yes, that Ross Ritchie, the one who is head of Boom Studios. Among other guests that I'm going back and forth trying to get specific times and dates. It's kind of maddening running all of these different things, did you know? It's it's definitely been a fun task to do this because I've been able to meet a lot of great people and whether it be from the Whatnot community or from Instagram, you got Wild, Comic Unboxing, MF Stuntman, Passpoint. I already talked about Bravo, Eye Candy Comics, hard to come by. There's a lot of great people in this community that I was able to meet, and well, at least get to know, and hopefully one day meet. I'm checking off a few of those little by little. But yeah, so stay tuned. Got a lot of great stuff coming down the pipe. Definitely going to want to turn on notifications for this weekend because I got 2 big interviews coming in. And if you haven't read up on Vinyl, go ahead and catch up now because it's going to be live. So if you have any questions, you can ask. All right. Until next time, my friends, this is Nerdpool Prime signing off.